Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Men need to follow their own agenda. Now, let me be clear on this one. Let me be abundantly clear. This isn't just for the brothers. This is for every being with an XY chromosome on this planet. Every man, regardless of where you are, regardless of your race or background, because this is something that's very universal. Let me just make that clear. Yeah, I'm going to do stuff. I'm going to focus on the brothers, but there's just some stuff that's just universal, right? Now, check it out, right? I'm going to read a quote, and I've read this quote before, and it's in like the entire quote, but I'm going to read a part of a quote, and it's from this book, Midnight: A Gangsta Love Story by Sister Soldier. And as people who really follow me know, I'm a big fan of the character Midnight. Reason why, he's one of the few literary characters that I actually identify with in terms of who he is. Because I know y'all think y'all know good old Uncle Rom and everything, but these videos don't really show my entire character. It shows a piece of me. It's like you looking, instead of looking at my whole body, you looking at my elbow. Seriously, that's how it is, right? So I identify with that character. So for those who, and this has been done before, for those who want to psychoanalyze Rom, and this has happened before, I just deleted the comments. You know who you are, you know, especially a certain Bama and 3 women, right? And you know who you are, motherfucker. Check it out. If you want to analyze me, go read all her book, everything you can on that character, and then you understand Rom perfectly. Anyway, right? Check it out. This is what the quote said. He said, "I know that a man is his own beliefs, his own ideas and actions. If you know me, you know what I believe. If you know what I believe, then you understand how I think. You would understand my ideas and actions. Only then should you decide. Either you believe what I believe or you admire what I believe and want to get with those beliefs. If not in the long run, we got nothing in common. I can't take you seriously. I gotta go. You got nothing that makes me want to stay." Now that quote is powerful because basically what that dude is saying is like, look, you gotta get with my agenda. And see, yeah, too many men out here, and this is a universal thing, are following a woman's agenda and don't even realize it. You know, and this is deeper than what people are thinking. You know, a man has his agenda when he goes into the relationship. A woman has her agenda. Now, I've publicly stated, right? Women choose the men, but a lot of people don't understand what that really means. When a woman chooses a man, she's just choosing in terms of she wants to be with him, right? The man still has to make the choice whether he wants to be with her. He really actually has the power then. Because she can choose all she wants, but it's still got to be under his terms. And that's what a lot of men don't get. Because a lot of times they'll fall into a relationship, but they'll go along with what the woman wants. They'll go along to please her. You know, instead of thinking, well, you know what? This is my agenda, you know? You know, she might want the big house and all of that on a certain area and stuff. And a lot of men just go along for peace and to keep the sex going and maybe even food going, whatever he's getting from her. And that's some bullshit. Because after a while, the woman gets tired of that. And then she wants something else, you know? And she don't even realize that she really wants to follow a man. But see, how is she going to follow a man if many men in this culture, all over the world, really, are following what the woman wants? Think about it. You getting her an expensive diamond. That's to please her. What can you do with that diamond? The only real use for a diamond, constructive use, is with a laser. If you're going to cut some serious stuff, she ain't going to be doing that just to wear it. That's following her agenda. You going in debt, or even the marriage itself, you going into debt to please her agenda because she wants to be the center of attention. You know, you live in some place, you might be going to a church, you might be in a certain job. How many men are working in a job because that woman wants that status or will be able to tell her girlfriends that status? Now, how many men are saying, wait a minute, this is my agenda, you need to follow it? You know, this is what you need to be doing. This is the plan. Not her plan, but your plan. How many men are really doing that? Let's be real. Now, I know some men are like, they withdrawing from the game, they going MGTOW, they going ghost and all that. That's cool. That's cool. At least you halfway there. But let's be real. Most men still want a woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's human. If you heterosexual, you want a woman, and you want a woman to follow along. But the key, what the man has to do, is be strong in what his agenda. Before he even deals with a woman, before he even says hi to a woman, get himself together. That's why, if you notice in my comments, in my books, I'm always telling a man, get himself together. Right? And even in my book, Becoming a Man Women Want. The man that they really want, Nice Guys and Players, and then the subtitle is Becoming a Man Women Want. Really, deep down, women want a man they can follow. Deep down. Now, they're going to fight that man. They're going to challenge him at first. But if a man stays resolute, strong in who he is, stays firm in who he is, the woman will follow along. If you look at that woman, you look in the eye. You don't waver. You don't look to the side. You look in the eye. Say, look, this is my plan. I'm doing A, B, and C. You either get with that, or you know what, you got to keep walking. Now, it's a woman's fantasy that he bends his plan over for her, but she likes it for the little girl and likes it for a while. But the more sensible part of her that comes out at some point, but don't like it for a while. Heck, even a little girl doesn't like it after a while. But because a woman ultimately wants to feel protected by a man, but how's she gonna feel protected if he's not leading? So the man, before he even looks at a woman, before he says something, he needs to think to himself, look in the mirror, say, what is it I'm trying to do in life? This is my agenda. This is what I'm trying to do. And then when he presents to her, and she be asking about his job, all that stuff, he needs to be like, look, this is my plan. I'm working on this job for 5 years, but I got this business going. Now, I know, because you got some women who try to challenge that, do all of that. That's a woman's nature. That's a woman's nature. She does that really to see if you are who you say you are. So it don't even bother me. Because my thing is, if a woman want to challenge me on anything, she want to say, well, I don't think you got this. And I've challenged one. I say, no, I got this, baby. And I will outline the plan for if I trust her enough to bring it into my circle. If I don't trust her, I let her think whatever, because I'm like, you know what? You're not a part of my agenda. You can't fulfill it. You can't help me fulfill it, so I don't need you. So I just keep walking, right? But as I said, that's a woman's nature. You need to be able to look at a woman and say, look, this is my plan. This is what I'm doing. This is my vision. Now, can you support that? If you can, well, we need to part ways now. But see, so many men, they get so thirsty. They get so thirsty, or they were raised to follow a woman's agenda, usually in single mother households. They don't know any better, or they didn't have men in their lives. Even if they had a father, sometimes their father didn't tell them, hey, you got to follow your agenda. You got too many guys out here who are yes dear. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. That shit don't work, man. And I ain't gonna act like I've been perfect with it all my life, but I've seen it. I've seen the results. When I follow my own agenda, Rom wins. When I don't, Rom loses. So I said, it's logical and common sense to follow my own agenda, because you know what's right for your life. That woman don't know. Now, she either get with that or she don't. She asking you to protect and provide for her. She asking you really, even though she don't say it, as a leader. So shit, you need to know where you're going if you're going to lead. Leaders know where they going. Leaders don't follow. Leaders serve, but they don't follow. And what I mean by that, yes, they serve the people, but the people are asking that leader to lead. And that's what men have to do. Every man has to know. So the first thing, a man has to sit down. If he's not dealing with getting women now, forget the women. Sit down and figure out what you really want to do. And take some time with it. It might not come in an hour. You might have been doing it all along and not think of it as your agenda. Think about it. Do you want to follow your agenda, or the woman's agenda, or society's agenda? So once you decide, the first thing, you decide what your agenda is. Then you figure out what you need to get there. And then once you took care of figuring out what it is, and then what you need to get there, you figure out which woman is going to fall into that. Because if she can't get with what your ultimate plan is, that's not going to work out anyway. Because if she ain't with the plan, she's going to constantly try to sabotage it to force her agenda. And see, I know a lot of men, they in a constant struggle, because you got two people when you do have some men standing up, then, the woman's being resisted. Because we live in a culture now which is, promotes that. Like, the men ain't shit. The men don't know what's up. The women got to take over. Like, I'm looking at society now and I'm like, well, I haven't seen any like skyscrapers built by women or roads or anything like that, or even civilizations. So men, look, first thing, value that your agenda is a righteous one, and then just make it happen. But you have to follow, you have to stick with it. And yeah, you know what, you might have to let that woman go. You might love her or what you think of as loving her, but ultimately you're not going to be happy as a man. And then if you ain't happy as a man, you definitely ain't going to make her happier anyway. So you got to say, look, these are my ideas. This is the spiritual path I follow. This is the economic path I follow. This is the social path I'm following. This is my agenda. Now, many women will try to shame you into following hers, but you look at her and say, why? And ask her why. Because if a woman ever come to me and say, well, I need to be doing her agenda, I will look her dead in the eye and say, well, show me what have you done in life to suggest I need to follow anything you say. And be cold-blooded about it. Because there's only a couple women out there who've done something that I would like consider learning from them. I still wouldn't follow their agenda. So why would I follow to even do anything for a woman who's not going any direction? She don't really have any vision. People got mad when I said that in an article in the Negro Manosphere. But shit, I've seen it. I've talked with people. And unfortunately, too many men don't know where they're going. They just drifting out here. They just hanging out. They staying in the same place. They going to whatever job is sustaining them. Coming home. If they lucky, they fucking somebody halfway decent. But they ain't following anything. The nature of man is to go out and explore. The nature of man is to go out and conquer. The nature of man is to expand his territories and his boundaries. To have a vision of the future. Now, even though I say this is for all men, particularly in the black community. Particularly in the black community. We have plenty of men out there who are actually doing something and stuff, but they, of course, they're not being recognized. Unfortunately, the men who aren't doing something, who just following along, empowering these women to think, oh, well, it's my world. He's just in it. But then the same men wonder why the women don't respect them, or then the women don't even want to deal with them. And it's bigger than just having a job, or even looking good. It's being able to look at that woman and say, look, this is the plan. Are you down with it or not? This is my agenda. If you ain't down with it, I don't have nothing to do with you. So, every man out there, your own agenda. And any woman that you deal with need to fit into that agenda. If you don't, leave her alone. I don't care what else she got going for. I don't care how big her ass is, how pretty her face is, how even a good a person she is. Your way or the highway. And yeah, go ahead and for anybody who don't like what I said, go ahead and flag it down. I don't give a fuck. I get turned on by that shit, because that means I've hit a nerve and that I'm on the right track. So anyway, right, that's it for today. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.